Hi everyone. Hi. Okay, so as I just mentioned in my previous video, I want to show you some stitches that are really pretty that you can make for blankets and throws and scarves. I want to show you some patterns that you can just work up quite quickly, and not only that, simple patterns, meaning that you can use whatever crochet hook you want, and it's done in multiples, so you don't always have to chain what the person in the tutorial tells you to chain, just in case it comes out differently. So by that I mean, for example, this this design's done in a DK yarn, lightweight number 3, and with a 6mm crochet hook. Now you can make this pattern in any yarn and in any hook, so if you used a chunkier yarn, obviously go with the hook that goes with that yarn. You can use Aran yarn. And the reason being is that not everybody has the same hooks and not everybody has the same yarns, and they would like to make something and not think, oh gosh, I've got to go out and get that specific material for it. So I always advise people that if you're doing a pattern in multiples and you're using something completely different than what the person in the tutorial is showing you, just go ahead and make a swatch. So this pattern is done in 2s, so I chained up 20 and done 2, 4, 6, 7 rows, just to give me an idea, not so much on the height but the length. So this tells me this is 4 inches, so 20 chains on a pattern will give me 4 inches. And if I had chained with this yarn, sorry, and with this hook, so if I had chained 40, I know my work would be 8 inches now. And the reason why I'm explaining to you this way is that, say for example, you want to make a baby blanket and it's 24 inches that you want before you want to add a border, for example, then you know that you need to do, like, that will be your one set of 20 chains, 8 will be your next, so that will be 40 chains. The next 4 inches will be 60, the next 4 inches will be so you're at 16 inches. So basically you're going up in chains of 20 then. But these patterns, like I said, this one specifically anyway, it's a chain, it's a 1 row pattern, and it's done in multiples of 2, and it gives this beautiful texture. And yeah, and the other thing is it's reversible as well. And when I make blankets like this, I always advise people that if you're making a baby blanket, for example, and you want to put a thick border of your own choice, then always allow that, then make the piece in the middle smaller. If you're like me and just like a very simple edging, not too many frills, I do like the simple stuff, then make your blanket 28 or 32. So in this case, 20 stitches with a lightweight yarn and a 6mm is 4 inches long. So go up 20, 40, 60, 80, that's right, no, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 chains, you know, will give you 4 times 5, which will be 20. I hope I'm making sense. If not, please do message me in the inbox. So I'll show you how to make this now. So I'm just going to use New Fashion Woolcraft DK yarn, and this is a silver shade, and it's telling me I can use a 4mm crochet hook recommended for this yarn, but because I want to use a 6 because I like my blankets a bit more softer and drapier. So I'll go ahead and I'll show you a swatch, a sample of 20. So do your slip knot. And this pattern, like I said, is in chains of 2. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Go up in 2s. I'm doing 20. So I'm going to chain up 20. So these are my 20 chains. You will work obviously whatever length of chain you need at this time for your project, but to remember an even number. So to start this pattern, you go into the second chain, not that one, and then just do a single crochet. This is once you start making this, it may feel a bit like a star stitch. The star stitch takes 2 rows, but we are picking loops up like a star stitch. So I'll show you what I mean. So for the next bit, there's no yarning over anything. You just go into that space where you've just done the first single crochet and pull up a loop. Then you go to the next stitch and pull up a loop. And then you go to the third stitch and pull up a loop. So your first one is always at the base of the single crochet, and pull through all 4 loops and then chain 1. So first stitch is always at the base of the last stitch. So in you go, pull up a loop. Second one, pull up a loop. Next one along, pull up a loop. 4 loops, pull through all 4, chain 1. Go to the base, pull up a loop. Go to the next one, pull up a loop. Go to the next one and pull up a loop. Let's do this again. Into the base, pull up a loop. Into the next one, pull up a loop. Just move the yarn. And you've got 3 loops, so we need 1 more. Go into the next stitch and pull up a loop. You've got 4, pull through all 4 and chain 1. Base of the stitch. Next one, pull up a loop. Then next one, pull up a loop. 4 loops, pull through all 4, chain 1. So you can see this little pattern here, like little clusters, like half a star basically. Really pretty. I think it's a really lovely texture. I'll show you till the end of the row. I don't have very many stitches, so I'll stay with you. Into the base of the stitch, pull up a loop. There's no yarning, no nothing. You're just pulling up loops from the next stitches. Into the next stitch, pull up a loop. Into the next one here, pull up a loop. And you have 4. Pull through all 4, chain 1. Base of the stitch, pull up a loop. Next one, pull up a loop. Next one, pull up a loop. Chain 1. Base of the stitch, pull up a loop. Next one, whoops, pull up a loop. Next one, pull up a loop. Okay, chain 1. You've got 2 stitches remaining, and then you've got the base of that stitch, so we will do the same again. Pull up a loop, and the next one, pull up a loop, and the next one, pull up a loop. So that's your very last stitch, and then pull through all 4. And then when you get to the end, you chain your 1, but when you get to the end, go back into that very stitch you used and just do a single crochet. Then chain 1. Flip your work. You'll see it coming together on row 2. So this row is exactly the same. Exactly the same. You'll keep doing the same thing, chaining 1, single crocheting on the end, chaining 1, flipping over. So let's begin. So we've chained 1, go into that first single crochet and do a single crochet. Then back to the pattern that we were doing, which is no yarning, no nothing, just into the base. Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky. If you can't see the stitches, you can see them here on the top. So once you've done that one, the second one always is a little bit tight, it's a bit fiddly, but try and keep your work nice and loose. So really push that. Okay, and then pull up a loop. That's your number 2. That's your next one, number 3. But 3 is always a bit looser. And same again, pull through all 4, chain 1. Go to the base, pull up a loop, go through that one. Can you see that one there? You'll see them if you flip your work like this, going across. Into here. Pull up a loop, next one, pull up a loop, pull through all 4, chain 1. Base of the loop, next one along, and the one after that, and pull through. So work your way to the end. Do slow me down if there's anything that you don't, or if I'm going too fast. It's always that number 2 stitch which is a bit, because that number 2 is just that chain 1 that I've just done there, and if you do your chain 1 too tight, that's why it gets a bit, this one here. So if I do that too tight, that's what's making it difficult. So just keep it nice and loose, I guess. And then when you've done your last one, chain 1, you do your single crochet on the end here. Oh, please, there you get in. If you can't, then just use it, and there you go. So chain 1, flip your work, same again, into the base, into that next one there, and then here, chain 1, base of the stitch, second one, third one, base of the stitch. So I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to work a couple of rows and you'll see the pattern developing. I'll see you shortly. Okay, so I've done a few rows here. So I've done my chain 1, and it's always single crochet on the end. So when you start off with a single crochet, work at the base of the single crochet for your first, when you draw up the loop, then the next 2, so, and then you always end with a single crochet. Hope that makes sense. And then you chain 1, flip your work over, and see the first single crochet, you go straight in there. And you keep working, and that's all there is to this. It's just a really simple design. It's got a lovely texture as well. It's almost like a, it's like a stripy effect, because by the time you've done 2 rows, it looks like a little stripe. So okay, I hope you've this was easy for you to understand. If there isn't, please do message me in the box below for any clarifications. And so this is your 1 row blanket. So I hope you've liked it, and thank you for watching and subscribing and liking, and I'll see you on the next one.